The Friend Who Changed My Life by Pam Muñoz Ryan. I hated being the new kid at school. I was in sixth grade and my family had moved to a new neighborhood. My feet were extremely large. My curly brown hair, the result of the use of rubber curlers, stayed off my face with hair clips. Straight ponytails and short bangs were the rage at my new school. I didn't fit in at all. I wanted to fit in, but I didn't have the necessary confidence. To escape, I walked around with my nose in a book. Unfortunately, I wore my vulnerability like a new pair of white shoes, all too ready to be noticed. A bully took advantage. Her name was Teresa. She was tiny, thin, but with strong muscles, and loud with a fashionable ponytail. She walked in a way that her ponytail swang back and forth. For a reason unknown to me, she decided that I was worthy of her undivided attention, and every day she came to me and kicked me in the back of the legs or in the shins. If I was standing, waiting to go to the toilet, bam! When I was waiting to get my lunch at the cafeteria, bam! Teresa was smart and quick. No teacher ever saw her, and my legs were black, blue, purple, and green within a week. My mom noticed the marks, but I pacified her by saying that I played at recess and accidentally bruised my legs. I could tell from my mom's face that she was suspicious of my story. She made me promise I wouldn't play like that anymore. I knew that if the bruises didn't stop, my parents would go to my teacher. I was absolutely worried about this because the other kids would think that the new kid was a crybaby tattletale too. I used to lie in bed every night trying to think of ways to walk from one place to another so Teresa couldn't get to me easily. I had a complicated way of getting to my classroom, which involved walking outside the yard and entering through the back door and then passing through the kindergarten playground. At recess and lunch, I stayed in open spaces of the field so that if I saw Teresa coming, I could at least run. One day, Teresa chased me on the playground. Frantically, I ran away from her, glancing back every few seconds to see where she was. When I looked, I didn't see her, so I thought she had given up, so I stopped running abruptly. But Teresa had been running full speed toward me from the other side. She didn't expect my sudden stop and crashed into me and fell to the floor. A group of kids who saw what had happened started laughing. Angry, Teresa got up and began kicking me with fury. A scrape on my knee reopened and I started bleeding. As much as I wanted to, I didn't cry. Mary Lou, also in sixth grade, was the tallest and biggest girl in the entire school. She wasn't fat, but she was strong. She had red hair, fair skin, and freckles, and looked like a giant. No one ever messed up with her. Mary Lou approached and helped me stand up. Everyone backed away, including Teresa. Mary Lou took me to the girls' bathroom. She gave me some papers to clean my wound. So, Teresa's been bothering you. I nodded and hoped that she would say, well, I am going to take care of her for you. I thought she'd become my personal hero and protect me. Instead, Mary Lou said, you can't let her keep doing this to you. She's never going to stop unless you make her stop. Get it? And if you don't do something, I'm going to start hitting you too. Understand? Yes, I whispered. Okay then, get back out there. Now? Did she mean I had to stand up for myself right now? I walked back to the playground with Mary Lou following behind. I couldn't see a way out of the situation. In front of me was Teresa, and in the back of me was Mary Lou. The first bell rang, and students started getting together in front of their classrooms. In a few minutes, the second bell would ring, and teachers would walk out and get their students for class. The yard duty teacher was out on the grassy field, blowing a whistle and rounding up the stragglers. As usual, no teachers would be around to witness my destruction. Teresa was with a group of girls, and Mary Lou pushed me toward her. I had never started a fight before in my life. I had never hit anyone and didn't have an inkling of what to do. My insides shook worse than my outsides. When Teresa saw me approaching, she grinned and marched toward me. She prepared her leg to kick me. I jumped back to avoid the kick. I made my fist and moved my arm from one side to the other. Pop! In a miraculous blow, I caught Teresa in the nose and blood started coming out. I don't know which of us was more surprised. I don't remember what happened next. I know we fought for a while. I would notice the burns later. I'm not sure who separated us and broke it up. In a matter of minutes, someone brought the teacher who took us to the principal's office. I, the nice girl, the good girl, was going to the principal's office for fighting. Devastated, I walked. Sitting on the bench outside the principal's office and waiting to be called in, I worried about several things. Would the school tell my parents? What would my punishment be? What would Teresa do to get back at me? What would the other kids think? Now I was a bad girl.